Guy, and today I'm going to talk about how I can get my daughter, who is a picky eater, to eat. And also I'm going to talk a little bit about my daughter's feeding routine, so please do stay tuned. No, you throw that, you don't get to eat anything anymore.
Look there.
Feeding my 2-year-old daughter is by far the most challenging part of my day. And now I have 3 kids and each of them had their own challenges when it came to feeding. But through trial and error, I have come up with a list of feeding strategies that I have used myself to varying degrees of success. Today, let me share with you a few of those strategies and let me use my daughter Sam as my subject. Fingers crossed, I hope she will participate. Just to let you know, I am not a guru or an expert on child feeding, and my strategies may not work for other children, but hopefully these are the strategies that you can try out for yourselves. Let's start, shall we? Since she has a long wait of no food in her tummy, it is most likely that she is hungry. Therefore, I offer her a variety of healthy food in the morning. Sometimes, she eats her breakfast, but other times she won't. I offer Sam some fruits for morning snacks. I need to give her snacks that won't make her full, so she will have a good appetite for lunch later. She usually likes fruits, so morning snacks is never a problem. Since Sam had morning snacks at 11 a.m., it may not be a good idea to feed her lunch after an hour, most especially that she also had a big breakfast. Keep in mind that the time we feed our children plays a big role in feeding them the next meal. I actually learned this from a good friend of mine. I offer Sam some of her favorite dishes. I give her a variety of food that she likes, although at times she won't eat them for some reasons. But I also introduce to her new foods or food that she's never had before. This one can be a bit challenging, so I'm gonna give this a try later for dinner. I offer Sam some crackers and some fruits for afternoon snacks. Again, I need to give her snacks that won't make her full so that she will have a good appetite later for dinner. Now I offer Sam some new foods that she may potentially like or may not like. Let's test the waters, shall we? Since my child is resisting to eat, I am putting her favorite biscuit along with a spoonful of food. I've tried this a lot of times and sometimes it works. And if she's still resisting to eat at this time using my first strategy, then let's now move on to my second strategy. Try to persuade her to eat and tell her that she can get a special toy only if she eats some of her food or at least a spoonful of food. If this strategy fails too, then let's move on to my third strategy. Using my third strategy, I wait for a little longer until she goes hungry. If she's not ready to eat, then I will get her plate and I will offer her the same food a bit later. Maybe wait for a couple of minutes or hours. And if this strategy fails again, let's go on to my fourth strategy. Sometimes my daughter is very resistant to eat because instead of sitting down, she prefers to run around and play with her toys. So I try to ease her into the process of eating by letting her play with a toy at the dining table. While she's distracted, I then offer her a spoonful of food. I'm usually against this type of method, but it can be very helpful to get my child started because once she tastes the food and if she likes it, then I can remove the toy and she will continue to eat by herself. Now, I want to raise the controversial subject about letting your child have screen time while eating. I have done this myself with my children, and while it is certainly a very effective method if you just want to fill their tummies, especially if you're in a restaurant, but this is not a strategy that I recommend because it doesn't create the willingness for your child to eat on their own. And they become too dependent on the gadgets or on the screen during mealtime. Some people use the strategy of, if my child doesn't like to eat, then I should not feed her anymore. But some parents like myself, this can cause a lot of anxiety in us about our children not being able to get enough daily nutrients, or our children being hungry. This is a more personal thing, but for me, I like to be proactive in trying every strategy to encourage my child to eat more. And you will also avoid your child waking up in the middle of the night with an empty stomach. One of the major factors that can change your child's feeding habits is being exposed to other children her age. What worked well for us was when Sam started going to childcare. She has shown more independence during mealtime, and she's more willing to try new foods now. In childcare, she sees her classmates eating together and trying a variety of food, and this has encouraged her to do the same. So if your child is particularly fussy when it comes to eating, you can try exposing them to other children to raise their curiosity about food. That's all for now, and if you want to share some tips on how we can get our fussy eaters to eat, please do leave a comment below, and please do subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and you may hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time our new video comes out. Thanks for watching, and bon appetit!